Welcome to JLive. I'm Laura Mandel, JART's Executive Director, and it's great to be with you for JLive, our virtual series of bite-sized conversations about Jewish life and art with the best artists with Boston connections. I'm lucky to be with singer-songwriter Allard. Welcome, Ellen.
Hello, nice to be here with you.
Hello. Of course, if you out there have questions during our conversation, please put them in the Q&A at the bottom of the screen and we'll answer as many of them as time allows. So, Ellen, there's no better way to start this than with some music. So will you take us in with How Good, which is your version of Hine Matov?
I sure will be happy to. This is one of my favorite songs. They're really all my favorites, but for right now, this is one of my favorites. So there are two parts to the song. I'm going to teach you both parts so you can sing along with me. Here's the first part. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im shevet achim gam yachad. And here's the second part. You be my echo. I go first. How good, your turn. How good, my turn. It is to be, and the word together we actually sing together, and then we go back to echoing, how good, it is, you sound beautiful, it is to be, I have to use my imagination, together, and because I always wanted to write a song that has whoa, 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 whoa in it, this part of the song ends with whoa, 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 whoa. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is to be together. To be together. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I love that. Thank you, Ellen. What a great way to start this off. And you should know I never sing. No one wants to hear me sing. So that was a very special moment. Thank you.
I heard you. You sounded great.
Oh, thank you. My middle school music teachers would be very proud. So that was really beautiful, all joking aside. So tell us about that song. Where did that come from?
Well, I have kind of a funny story about that song. So any musician you talk to will tell you, especially songwriters, that when they come up with an idea, they usually put it on their phone in their voice memo. And most musicians like me have probably, I don't know, I want to say maybe thousands of little snippets of song ideas in their voice memo. So a few years ago, I was looking through the voice memo, trying to clean it out a little bit. And I was also looking for a song that I would be teaching at a conference called Havana Shira that I teach at. And I stumbled upon Hine ma tov u'ma na'im. I had recorded the whole thing like in one swell foop, as they say. And I thought, I had recorded it like years before and I just forgot about it. And so I listened to it and thought, that might have some legs. I think that we might be able to do something with that. And I ended up teaching it. I ended up recording it on my last recording called Build It Up. And it is now one of my most requested and most popular songs.
That's such a cool story. And for those of us who are not songwriters, it's very cool to hear about those voice memo snippets of all the things, right? All right. So obviously you are this queen of Jewish music. So tell us what brought you to Jewish music.
Well, first of all, I come from a family of musicians. Nobody except for my uncle made it professionally. My uncle was the conductor of the Miami Beach Symphony when he was alive. He was a violinist. But all of the siblings, 5 of them, 4 girls and 1 boy, were musicians of some sort or another. My mother at one point played cello and she sang. And my grandmother, may she rest in peace, they all rest in peace. My grandmother owned a hotel called the Dixie Manor in Lakewood, New Jersey. And my mother and her siblings would sit in the lobby and they would play and sing these little Yiddish operas that they would make up. And so that's the kind of background I have, right? We just had a lot of music, and my parents were absolutely determined that I was going to, as well as my sisters, become a proficient pianist. So that's what I did, and I ended up actually being a professional. I went to college for piano. And so that's where the music part of me started. Not so much the Jewish or the Yiddish. You know, I heard the Yiddish, but I didn't really learn it. And then when my eldest daughter, who is now turning 40, when she was getting ready for her bat mitzvah, she had to attend a certain number of services at the temple where we belonged in New York, in South Salem. And I went to one of the services, and the cantor did a sermon and song on Yiddish music. And when she began singing Oifen Pripacek, without even a moment of waiting, I began to weep, and I did not have a tissue with me. And like the people around me were like, "Oh my God, what is she doing?" I mean, I'm talking weeping. And because it really touched pardon the pun, a chord in me from when my mother used to sing those Yiddish songs to us as children. And I went up to the cantor after, Penny Kessler, and I thanked her, and I said, "I want more of this music you were singing, not just the Yiddish." She sang some contemporary stuff. What can I listen to? And she said, "Go find Debbie Friedman." And I didn't know Debbie Friedman at the time. So I ordered Debbie Friedman music in Brookline. And that for me was, I think, was the moment that things turned for me, when I really started paying attention to Jewish music.
Wow, what a great story. All right, since your music is so beautiful, let's hear another one. And I love that since the high holidays are upon us, I would love for you to play one of your most popular songs for us, Shofar Blast.
Okay, you got it. So I have to tell you a little backstory about this song. The reason that I wrote this was because I wanted to learn the names for the blasts of the shofar. And I figured, why not turn it into an educational opportunity? So that's really what this is about. I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. Now I'm gonna sing the first blast, and you're gonna sing it after me, but wait till I'm done. Tekiah, your turn, Tekiah. Back to the chorus. I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. Okay, here comes the second one. Shivarim, your turn. Shivarim, my turn. Tekiah, Tekiah. I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. All right, the next one is kind of secretly my favorite one because it's fun to sing. I go first. Teruah, your turn. Teruah, Shivarim, your turn. Shivarim, Tekiah, your turn. Tekiah. I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. All right, now the last one is the biggest one, the Gadol one. Really, really big, really, really long, takes a lot of breath, so give me a moment, I have to concentrate. Tekiah Gadolah. I could really hold it longer, but your turn. Tekiah Gadolah. Good job. Teruah. Your turn. Teruah. Shivarim, your turn. shivery. Tequila, tequila. Okay, last chorus. Here we go. I like to hear the shofar blast. Sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, 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 happy New Year. Shana Tova.
I love that. And I love the story behind it, because what a perfect way to learn the different blasts. So smart.
Right. Right. And I had heard those blasts a million times, right? But I just never really connected. But now I know them by heart, of course.
Yeah. No, it's so clever. Well, I also think it's interesting, when we were talking about this song the other day, you started telling me about JLicense and all of these issues you've had with licensing of your music. Tell us a little bit about that.
So JLicense is an organization. If you go to I can't remember if it's .com or .org, but it's an organization that was started for musicians like myself and many, many others who, when other people play their music, if they own a license, which is very reasonable for an institution to purchase, there's a second part to it. They have to A, buy the license, and B, when they sing songs like on a Friday night for Shabbat services, they then have to go and report. It's super easy on the website. You just, type in the name of the song and the composer and done. And then the musicians get paid, which is wonderful. It's a wonderful way to acknowledge and really pay homage to the music that you're using.
Yeah, that's great. So, okay, I love how adeptly you reach both adults and kids with your music, and that while really it is intended to engage kids, it really engages the whole family and everyone. But tell us a little bit about what that's like to kind of live between the world of kids music, adult music, the marketing of that. Tell us a little bit about what that's like for you as a professional.
It's probably one of my biggest challenges, because oftentimes people pigeonhole you, so most people think of me as a children's musician. A lot of the songs I write are for kids. But there are also a lot of songs that I write that are for adults, or even that crossover could be intergenerational. And so the marketing it is, I will admit, is challenging. And I'm always trying to let people know that I have a wide spectrum of styles and songs that I write. I grew up playing the piano, and I went to college to learn how to become a concert pianist. That was my goal. And somewhere in that 4-year program, I decided that I also wanted to teach, because I think it's in my blood. It wasn't, I knew then that I had to work not just with adults and not just playing serious classical music, which is for kids too, by the way, but I also wanted to reach children. So anyway, you ask a good question, and it is challenging, and I'm always open to learning more about how to reach a wide berth of people, of audiences.
Absolutely. Well, and I know that there's something we share a love of puppetry, which is not such a common thing I come across. And I also find it fascinating, because I find that puppets also cross that boundary between kids and adults. And since we share this love, I wanted to talk about puppets a little bit. Would you like to share a friend with us?
Sure. It's hard to choose. I have so many right here in my little puppet gallery, but I will. She's a mermaid. Her name is Mimi the Mermaid, and I will share her with you. Hi, everybody. Hi, Laura. How are you today? It's so good to be here, and I'm really glad to make new friends.
Hey, Mimi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. Mwah! I'm sending kisses. Mwah!
So Mimi, where did you come from? How did you and Ellen get connected?
Well, I'm going to let Ellen tell the story, because I'm a kid and I don't know all the big words, and she's really good at sharing that story. Is that okay, Laura?
That's a great idea, Mimi.
So I was leading a service at the URJ Reform Biennial in December of 2019. And I just had I birthed this idea, I think in my sleep, that I wanted to use a puppet for the Saturday morning service. And I had gone out for a walk, and I happened to run across a Whole Foods. I went in, and they had this, I had never seen it in any other Whole Foods ever, but they had a whole puppet display of Melissa and Doug puppets. That's what she is. And I immediately was just drawn to this puppet, and I picked her up. She immediately just found her voice, and I took her back to the hotel and played with her a little bit and knew that we were going to do something together at the family service the next day. And lo and behold, we went. I still wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, but literally walking down the long corridor of this big convention center, it came to me that I was going to ask one of the cantors. Now, you have to understand this was a family Shabbat service, but clergy always come to watch me and learn from me. So, which I feel very proud of and humble about too, but I love that. So I knew there would be cantors there. And sure enough, when I got there, I asked one of the cantors, my dear friend, Rollin Simmons, if she would do a naming ceremony, a real honest to goodness, like when babies get named ceremony. And I told her that I wanted to name her after my mother, may she rest in peace, Mimi. And since she's a mermaid, I loved the alliteration, Mimi the mermaid. And so we literally did a naming ceremony in the midst of this family Shabbat morning service on Saturday. And literally I wasn't the only one weeping during this. It was very, very touching. And she has really, do you want to say something?
Well, yes.
Okay.
I was really glad too. Even though I was a baby at this service, I was really glad too. And I loved making new friends, and I really loved having a cantor name me. That was fun.
So that's my story of Mimi. And I have to say, for those of you who teach kids, or even if you're a grandparent or a parent of young children, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I do not have any training when it comes to puppets. I'm sure I make a million theoretical mistakes when it comes to the technique of puppets, but it doesn't matter because kids love it. They're mesmerized. And I did a concert once. I was in Alexandria, Virginia a few years ago, and I had Mimi. And right at the beginning when I was using Mimi, one of the kids, I don't think he was older than 5, in the middle blurted out, "She's not real." And I looked at him and I said, "You are so right, but you know what? That's okay. She's my puppet and I love her and we have fun together." And then I didn't skip a beat. I just kept going. So most kids are willing to suspend reality and go along with the fun of it.
And many of us adults also. I love that. I mean, Ellen, you are such a beautiful performer, but I just love what you bring to this with the puppetry, with your whole being. You're so much fun to watch.
Thank you. It's fun. Mimi she inspires me.
I love it. Well, and it's funny because I was even going to say to you, who else inspires you?
Well, I'm going to put you down now, okay?
Okay, I'll see you in a bit.
Bye, Mimi. Nice to have you here.
Bye, Laura. So who inspires me? I'm inspired by people. I'm inspired by nature. I'm inspired by goodness. I'm inspired by peace. I'm inspired by my grandchildren. I'm inspired by the kids who I teach and sing and work with. I have grown-ups who inspire me. I've been studying for 14 years now privately with a retired rabbi, David Klein, and we are in we're close to our 15th year of studying Torah, and we really dig down and study. Every week we study a parsha or several, sometimes even 1 or 2 verses of a parsha, and we've been working our way. This is our second time through the 5 books. Literally, we went through it at the end of the 5, and the first 5 took us about 12 years because we really delved deeply into it. And after that, he said, "What do you want to do now?" And I said, "Can we start again?" He said, "Sure, why not?" So we started again. So Rabbi Klein really inspires me a lot. Some of the songs that I've written are because of the studying that I've done with him. And, I love music. It's in my blood, it's in my bones, and it makes me so happy to share music and to have people sing with me. I really like the idea of using music to build community.
So beautiful, and you do it so beautifully. Okay, so in addition to being this incredibly talented musician and community builder, I know you have a lot of other projects you're working on. Tell us about some of the other elements of who you are and what you're working on.
Sure, I will. I will tell you that I'm going to get into the health coaching piece of it, but before I do, I'm going to tell you that I'm very excited. I'm working with a business coach, Leonard Patterson, and he's helping me develop a 10-video project that people can actually purchase that will help them learn how to be more effective at sharing and teaching and performing and leading worship services when it comes to music with kids. And so I'm about 3 videos in. I have 7 more to do. And I'm very, very excited about that because it's going to really dig into the real tachlis of that people don't necessarily think about how to teach music effectively to kids. And I mean, as a very, very simple example I might give you is that if I were singing a song with a child and I felt like I needed to take a pause, I would use that pause. That pause would be part of what I do. And so I teach people those techniques, and I obviously just did that. I maybe exaggerated it a little bit, but things that will help you be a better, more effective, whether you're a music teacher, a worship leader, no matter what you do when it comes to music and kids, my goal is to help people learn how to do it more effectively. So if you're interested in that, I think we were going to drop a link for you to make sure to sign up for my email list so that you'll hear about it. So that's one piece right now that I'm working on. I also am in my, I think there's a program called Shabbat Shemorning that is sponsored by Lab Shul and also the URJ. They have a program called RJ on the Go. And Shira Klein and Stephanie Godelia and I do a half-hour program every Saturday. Now, we stopped doing it every Saturday when we got to our 68th one. We started it like right at the beginning of the pandemic. And but now we have one more on August 14th, I think it is. And then we're going to do them, I think, through the end of the year once a month. So that has been a labor of love. And every week when we've done Shabbat Shemorning, they do a story based on the Parsha of the week, and I write a song. And so I have about 40 or 50 new songs that I wrote in the last 18 months. And we're hoping to find a sponsor who can help us birth this into life, because the stories are beautiful and the music is really inspiring too. So that's something else. And then I'm also a health coach, and I feel very, very, very passionate about teaching people how to eat plants. In a word, how to eat plants and really up-level your health.
Wow. Ellen, this has been so much fun, and I know we could go on for so much longer, but I promised everyone 20 minutes, and we're at time. So thank you so, so much. This has been so cool to learn about who you are, because I think many of us have loved your music for years, so this is a really great opportunity.
Thank you.
So before you play us out, will you tell us a little bit about Wonderful Shabbos Sound?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So my grandmother, may she rest in peace, lived with us for the latter part of her life before she actually went into an assisted living center. And my grandmother spoke 7 languages. She was from Russia, and one of the languages she spoke was Yiddish. And to me, that was such a foreign language. My parents spoke it when they didn't want us to know what they were talking about, but they never taught it to us. And the only Yiddish I knew was Schleppkop and Vant, which is what my parents would say when I said, "Mom, I'm bored," and they would say Schleppkop and Vant, which I learned meant, at least those are the way I remember the words, meant go hit your head against the wall, which doesn't sound very nice, but I knew she meant well. It was basically go find something to do. And so anyway, my grandmother, in deference to her, I decided to start writing some songs that had Yiddish in it. And even though it was foreign to me, to say Shabbos was so foreign, but I wrote this song called Wonderful Shabbos Sound, and now I've sung it so many times that Shabbos is like, I can say Shabbat, I can say Shabbos, it doesn't matter. I can say Sabbath. So that's really why I did it.
What a great story. Right.
And I also want to mention it. I'd love to make some new friends on social. I call it social media. So you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, Ellen Allard Music. I'd love to meet you. Send me a DM, a private message, and I'd love to add to my friends. So are we ready to sing Wonderful Shabbos Sound?
Do it.
All right, here we go. And Laura, you can help by putting your hands above your head, making a sun, and bringing that sun down so it'll look like this. You're going to bring it down, right? Friday, Friday, Friday. And what you're going to do, I'm going to show you how I teach it. You put your hands like this, and you go, Friday, 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 Friday night, the sun goes down. Back up. Friday, 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 Friday night, the sun goes down. What a wonderful Shabbos sound with the singing going round and round with a pointer finger like this on Friday, Friday night when the sun goes down. So you have 2 motions, this one and this one. All right, everybody ready? Here we go. Hands above your head, make the sun, it's gonna come down. Friday, 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 Friday night when the sun goes down. Friday, 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 Friday night when the sun goes down. What a wonderful Shabbos sound with the singing going round and round on Friday, Friday night when the sun goes down. So the very first blessing we do is over the candles. So everybody hold up 2 fingers for your 2 candles. Light the candles, gonna light the candles. Gonna light the candles for the shop, ba 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 ba. Light the candles, gonna light the candles. Gonna light the candles for the shop, ba 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 ba. Oh yeah, everybody put your hands over your head, make that sun. We're gonna bring it down because we know Shabbat is almost here. Friday, 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 Friday night and the sun goes down. Friday, 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 Friday night the sun goes down. What a wonderful Shabbos sound with the singing going round and round on Friday, Friday night when the sun goes down. All right, we lit the candles. Time to pour the wine or the grape juice, your choice. Grab a cup, grab your kos, grab your juice or your wine, and get ready to pour. Here we go. Pour the wine, gonna pour the wine, gonna pour the wine. For the shop, ba 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 ba. Pour the wine, gonna pour the wine, gonna pour the wine. For the shop, ba 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 ba. All right, hands over your head, my friends, for the sun coming down. Friday, 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 Friday night when the sun goes down. Friday, 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 Friday night when the sun goes down. What a wonderful Shabbos sound with singing going round and round on Friday, Friday night when the sun goes down. All right, we lit the candles, we poured the wine or the grape juice. Time to braid that challah. Let's see what you can do. Show me how you braid your challah. Braid the challah, gonna braid the challah, gonna braid the challah for the shop, ba 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 ba. Braid the challah, gonna braid the challah for the shop, ba 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 ba. Oh yeah, sun up top of your head. Here we go. Friday, 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 Friday night when the sun goes down. Friday, 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 Friday night when the sun goes down. What a wonderful Shabbos sound with the singing going round and round on Friday, Friday night when the sun goes down. Da-dum bum bum.
Thank you so much, Ellen. This has been so much fun. Shabbat shalom, everyone. We will see you soon.
Thank you so much. Bye, Laura.